No, I got to lean in.
What's going on, y'all? It's me again, and it is time to lean in, bitch. Welcome to the lean, and welcome back if you are returning. I'm here with Jasmine and Antonio, but Antonio is having some low budget in his child. He claims it's us, but we know it's him. But nonetheless, happy Labor Day to everybody that is watching, because you could be a million places. You could be at pool parties, topless, bathhouses, but you chose to be here if you're watching this live right now. So,
bathhouses.
child, wherever they want to be. What's going on, Antonio? You look good, Antonio.
I'm going to all them places once I'm done with this. Oh.
Okay, or you can be like Antonio. You can do both. You're right. Let us know if you're in the chat right now. We've never really done a live show or any film on a holiday. Not to my knowledge, I don't think. We usually be like, but unfortunately, we don't have the capacity to switch this day, because if it don't happen today, it wouldn't be happening this week. I'll just say. So, of course, if you're watching right now, whether live or you're watching the replay, go ahead and hit that like button before we talk about this finale. So last week we were a little bit confused because we didn't know if the finale was this week or not. But then we found out that it was, and so the season is over. And before we get started, like, how do y'all feel knowing that the season is over? Because we're gonna talk about the reunion trailer later, but just overall thoughts on the season up until this point, Jasmine.
I think that the final episode did a really good job of just pulling everything together. Yeah. I think I liked the last episode, and it kind of gave a lot of the cast members. What did y'all say in the like? That was like the most personable, or the best that Marlo had been, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that about Kenya as well. I enjoyed her, especially at the fashion show this yesterday. So I enjoyed it. The season itself kind of was a little, but I think it all came together though.
Okay, Tonio.
I thought that the season was an okay season. Yeah. I agree with Jasmine's sentiments in reference to the last episode. That to me was probably one of the best all-around episodes that I think I've seen from Atlanta this season. It was good. It kind of left everybody with a story to tell going forward. So I did appreciate that aspect of it. Now, I still stand firm when I say we still need some more girls. But
you need some more girls. Do we need to replace some of the girls?
I think a couple of the girls need to be replaced. Okay. But I think they have to be very strategic if they go that route, because you don't want to just throw anybody in to, just make for better. But some of the storylines are kind of getting tired. Like, I don't want to see another season of Marlo and Kenya make up and fall out. I don't want to really even see another season of Sheree trying to get She by Sheree off the ground. I don't want to see that, even though it's still maybe a little bit of a story there. I don't really care to see that anymore.
So you saying She by Sheree is on the ground? You know it came out last night. You saying it's on the ground?
Did it come out?
We're gonna talk about that. Let's just get ready for that later, because it's coming. You know what I'm saying? I support all my black people, but I got some
love them.
We'll talk about it then. Of course, shout out to Ashley, TKC, and Miss Judd who were in the chat, and they actually let us know. I'm sure there are actually 13 more of you guys here in the chat. So if you watch it right now, let us know. Be active and try to call in too. We want to hear from new callers, and just keep the commentary going. She by She came out today. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into the episode. And speaking of cast shakeups, I don't know if y'all seen, but there is speculation that Kandi may finally be leaving.
Thank God.
So for those that that are sad about that, I'm sad for you. But it seems like
I'm not even the biggest Kandi fan, but I don't think that Kandi should. And I guess maybe why.
Yeah.
Because she does make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But as far as them chopping people, I don't think she's in the top 2 or 3 of people that should be chopped.
I will say this: after this season, I a little less want her to leave. I would say that after this season, I could be okay with her being around, but it just not Jasmine, but the other person is Portia. which we kind of already felt like she may be coming back. Portia may be coming back too. They say so. Yeah. That to me, that's the best decision. That's one of the best decisions because you got Marlo. If they're gonna keep Marlo around, we do want to see a full feud between them two play out because that's what happened last season. And considering that they both ganged up on Portia together or made a friendship together to go at Portia, it's very accurate. So we'll see next season. But this is all
Marlo should be a friend and bring Portia back and make Marlo be a friend.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
To me.
She said, we won't go there.
To me. Make Marlo a friend.
I suppose we all have our dreams.
It wasn't really a dream. It was just an opinion, baby. That's it. And we all got them.
Let's get into the episode. All right. So at the beginning of the show, Sonya and Marlo have a scene where Marlo brings the boys over, William and Michael, over to Sonya's house. And I guess they're supposed to be having like some time to hang with a man and, do some things or whatever. I guess some, have a manly figure around because honestly, they only have Marlo and her fashions and her mannequins in their townhouse. So they don't really have much. And so they talk about Marlo's mom coming in town. So Marlo's mom is coming. There's a couple of scenes that we're going to talk about later. Marlo hasn't seen her in 3 years. And I was curious because we haven't really heard much about, we hear a lot about her past. We know that she was a foster child. We don't really know much about her, like what her life was as with her mom and her family. So I do like that we have been able to see, not only Michael and Andrew, but then her sister, cousin, and then we see her mom this season. So that was good to see that. And then so the boys, they change tires and change oil. And then Sonya, she brings it full circle from the beginning of the season. We haven't heard much about it, but basically, Sonya and Ross Ross wanted to have a child. Sonya was like, no. She feels like they had issues when they had Deuce, and he wasn't present then, and she felt like he can be present now. So in this moment, she reveals that they're going to have a second child, and they show flashbacks of them two talking. Thank God they're flashbacks because I didn't want to see a full scene of this. Me personally, thank God. Bravo, you finally got the editing right. That is what a flashback could be, not a whole damn leave out of a scene. Just saying. And so in that scene, Ross basically says, you know what? I realize that we're not on the same page. You don't want one, then we ain't got to have one. This turns her on, and now she want to have a child. I thought that was the weirdest thing ever, me personally. But what are y'all thoughts on this? Because I'm just like, so basically, all you wanted for him was to agree or have your standpoint, your viewpoint, and then it just didn't make sense to me. But Antonio, go ahead.
I thought that was the stupid. Like, I just did not understand. Like, it seemed like she had valid points as to why she didn't, want to bring a second child into the situation because of how things were initially. Yep. So he decides, hey, you know what? I get it. You make sense with what you said. We don't have to have a kid right now. Then she says, oh,
that turned me on.
Pull this motherfucking IUD out so we can. That was some crazy shit right there. I was feeling like Nene in that confessional a long time ago when she was talking about Portia. Where the hell that bitch live at? That was crazy to me. So I'm like, so did the issues that you were scared of, did they just go away?
Right. Because she had me on her side. Like, I was like, these are valid reasons. Like, I understand, you know what I'm saying? And even when Drew was like, girl, your husband just said have a baby, girl had that baby, I was like, Drew, like I was with her on that. I just wish the reason was better because it's like she just got all hot and bothered and was like, oh shit, let's have that baby. I'm just like,
well, I just feel like she didn't. I got it. I don't know if it's just a thing. I don't know. But anyway, this is what I got from it. Okay. So yes, it did look weird, but I feel like she just didn't articulate it well. Well, she hasn't done a lot this season, but we're going to move on. But I feel like I feel like when they first had the conversation that Ross he was kind of defensive and she felt unheard. So I just felt like maybe just that other conversation with it, not even just agreeing with her, but just that like we're a team, we're a unit. And if I'm gonna move, if I want to move, then I want to make sure that I'm in the trenches with you. Like you are my person, you are my counterpart. So I understood where she was coming from with as far as just like, oh shit, honey, put one in me right now. That's how you feel it, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely, I mean, that's what I mean, just go ahead and put a baby in me, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like she just didn't articulate it well because it did just come off of like, okay, you agree with me, let's have a baby. No, I felt like she just felt like she was more heard, and that like you, a man or your significant other period can say that they hear you and they listening, but you know whether or not your person is really hearing you. So I feel like
that makes sense.
Her, and it was just like, okay, if you hear me, like even like Robin Dixon, right? She said the same exact thing about Juan. Like, you were not present with the first two kids. Why do you want to keep pushing a girl on me? And I feel like the dissension between those two is because he constantly is like being defensive. Well, no, don't be like that. I ain't, all that shit. But I feel like without that conversation, the flashback, it definitely gave me an insight of like, okay, I understood that because I mean, I done, yeah.
Okay, so he finally made her realize that he understood her plight about having a second child. So that kind of okay.
I believe
Jasmine.
I mean, that's just what I got from, because at the first time,
makes sense though.
I felt like he was defensive, like, well, it might be a problem if we don't. Like, don't make no ultimatums with me. I'm your wife. You know what I'm saying? Hear me.
Okay. That's very valid. Maybe she should have articulated that differently, because she just looked kind of, like she was like,
you as her translator, Jasmine.
Yeah, that'd be good. Sonya, if you watch it, hit up Jasmine, because like, I mean,
she can say what
Sonya
the fuck
even admitted last week. Sonya said she has in her mind, she's saying one thing and doing one thing, but it's not so. She needs to get that fixed, because it's
not fixed.
Right, it's fixed. I'm just saying. So Marlo and her mom, we talked about that in this scene. So there's a scene where Marlo is picking her mom up. First of all, beautiful mama. Beautiful mama.
She had a teeth.
I didn't know what to expect her to look like, just in general, but she is very pretty. Yeah. She picks her up. Marlo says she bought her teeth. She don't want to wear her teeth. I thought that was hilarious because my great grandma in her teeth. It drew flashback.
She
said what, Jasmine?
She threw the teeth in the garbage.
She threw them in, right. She said, I don't want these teeth. And I was like, well, Mama, you need these teeth because we can do you a little better if you had them in. I don't know. I thought that was funny. But she seems very fun, actually. Like, her energy seems like she's fun.
Yeah.
And so when they they go into like a showroom and start looking at stuff for her to wear to the fashion show, or wear for something.
No. She said her mom owns a flea market, or
what? Yeah, that's what it was. She owns a flea market, so she's taking her to find some pieces, something like that.
Yeah,
it was something like that.
Wholesale.
I'm God. Not they. Somebody did say Toothless not homeless, but So they go and have a seat, and Marlo's making sure that she is drinking water while she has wine. And so, she wants to move back to Atlanta. She wants to come back home. And, Marlo is just like, listen, these are all the reasons why I don't want you to come back. I want to make sure you're okay. And I want to make sure that you're not on drugs. I want to make sure you're in therapy. These are exact words actually to her mom and the camera. And so she feels like her mom in public is one way, and maybe behind, like, what she feels like basically the camera protects her from her mom lashing out and doing all these things. She said that's what she said. And so her mom talks about how she was hurt and what her hurt involves, and that I guess Marlo had a home for her in Lithonia, Georgia, and she kicked her out the house. Marlo says it's because she was on drugs and Mike and William was there and she was in and out the house. Basically, they talk about they hurt and they have this whole little mama at the end. It was very, to me, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of cracked me up. Not because I'm heartless or toothless, but I just like, cause she was just like, every time you went somewhere, I was right there by you, and she was like, "You ain't gotta hurt no more." No. It was a lot. It was a lot for a scene. And they both
with no tears.
They both tried to cry. But hey, maybe this helps somebody. So, what are y'all thoughts on this scene and where her mom actually was saying? Because it seems like Marlo has a habit of kicking people out. Now, this one may be a little justified if she what she said is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, thoughts, Jasmine.
Oh, I'm first. Great. So I wanted to just say I was in here teared up, honey. Fuck y'all. I was in here crying. I was tearing up because it was just I just felt like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, wherever, you know what I'm saying, wherever you was at, I always came back for you. You know what I'm saying? And it might not mean much to most people, but I felt that, like, you know what I'm saying? I did, you know, my mother was always there for me, even through our humble beginnings. And it was just like, you know, she never left me. But I felt that when she said it, like, even if it was whatever going on between me and my mom, I definitely felt like she always showed up for me, even in those times, you know. So I definitely understood the cringe part of it, but I think that Marlo really let her guard down with that. Now that's very sad to me that she feels like she has to be in public to talk to her mama though. That's really sad. But I mean, outside of that, I really, you know what I'm saying, I don't think it's like I think that Marlo might have a little bit of I'm not gonna say a problem, but I do think that she just kicks motherfuckers out when she's at a point. Like, I just think that just might be her thing or whatever. But like you said, you know, the mother did not deny what she was saying. You know, she said she was gone for days, walking up the street on drugs, drinking and things like that. So I feel like, you know, the conversation was valid. I love Marlo. I mean, I did not really always like Marlo, but I just feel like, you know, she's done got a lot of shit this season. And, you know, we're not going to go back into the foster parent stuff. I mean, the foster kid, you know, she's 40 years old and plus, and you know what I'm saying, some of those plus and some of those things, not saying that you're supposed to forget your trauma and things like that, but some of those things need to kind of be put to bed for her to grow. And I wish that she kind of just puts is not taken away from the fact that it's the reality of her situation. But and I don't mean to overtalk, but I really just wanted to just go say that. But I had this manager a long time ago that really was like a mentor to me, and he was like, don't, you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, but you can't walk around being the boot. Like, you cannot continue to, you know what I'm saying, be harping on the straps that you had to pull yourself out of from. You have to hang them up and you have to move on to other shoes. And I feel like that with Marlo as well.
Okay. Sonya?
I had a question. I wanted to know how her mom ended up in West Memphis, Arkansas. That was kind of, I'm like, did she go to like a rehab center there or something like that? That was just a random question that popped in my mind because I was not expecting them to say West Memphis, Arkansas.
Did she say she had any family there?
She didn't say.
I've never even heard of West Memphis, Arkansas before.
You never heard of that?
Right over the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, right over the bridge in Memphis, rather.
When you cross over the bridge going into Arkansas.
Like, wait. Yeah, it's in Memphis. Well, I'm sorry, it's Memphis. Then you cross the Mississippi River Bridge, and then Arkansas is right there, and that's right there.
Oh, okay.
West Memphis, Arkansas. Yeah, so I do feel like this kind of gave maybe a better glimpse into why Marlo may be the way she is and why she reacts to some of the girls the way that she does. I do remember her being on Wendy Williams, and she mentioned that, you know, they always were asking Marlo the question about where she got her money, and she's like, you know, her mom taught her about real estate and real estate wealth and stuff like that at a young age. And she actually mentioned that the dude that bought her the townhome was also the dude that bought her mom that house as well. I don't know if she still owns it or still has it.
I wonder if she still owns it. I was curious that.
Yeah, she said it was in Latonia. I just don't see Marlo ever living in Latonia. I
can see her living in Latonia. She will always.
I mean, I guess if it's free, you're gonna live wherever. But I just don't see Marlo living in Latonia. But I think that it did give a bit more of a glimpse into who Marlo is as a person and where she came from. I hated the trying to cry but no tears were coming out, but I do feel like that scene was authentic, minus the whole crying and I'm here for you now. And it's like, I don't know if I 100% believe the mom, but I do believe Marlo's feelings that she expressed, to her mom.
I feel like they both honestly may be stretching a bit of the truth, personally.
Well, I
Because
feel like if Marlo mama was cussing her out, you can't make me believe that Marlo was not cussing her mama back out worse than her mama was cussing her out. I definitely believe that.
I mean, that door thing. She said she kicked her out and she started knocking on the neighbor's door,
calling her hoes, and I can hear Marlo calling her a motherfucking crackhead or something like that. I know they was going tit for tat. They was boom, boom, boom.
But when Marlo gets embarrassed, she does retreat. I feel like knocking on her neighbor's door in the perception of what Marlo tries to give the world of who she is, I feel like that was extremely embarrassing, and she probably just locked her door and like that shit wasn't even for real at that moment. When she gets embarrassed, and being mad and embarrassed are two different Marlos to me. She when she gets embarrassed with those girls, she'll go low. But then if it gets like really too hard, she'll just retreat and just kind of be like, just talk her way out the door. I just feel like her mother has emotionally scarred her. So I feel like that gives her a lot of room to be manipulative or to other people as well. I do think I agree with you when it comes to Antonio. I'm sorry, but I do agree with you when you said her mother might not have been as the question of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do agree with that.
And it would be good if the mama was kind of clean and sober and able to be around, especially with the other sister being away. Her mom could really be there to help, with the boys as well. But
shouldn't even trust her though. That's so sad.
Eric says it's so unfortunate because the producers assume we want the drama and other crazy stuff, but this would have been so good to explore on the show. I don't know if I would have wanted to see that on the show because I look at even let's look at Mia, her mom last season.
Right.
I didn't quite those scenes started to get a bit cringy.
Yes.
Just because I feel like I don't feel like Mia handled it the best way. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Marlo would have handled it the best way either. I think because they both have, oh my God, the cameras are rolling. I need to add some more flavor. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then, with Mia, mom, this is how with Mia and her mom, I feel like Mia would not, her mom was sober as hell. and she was constantly reminding her of what she was doing. It was like, damn, kind of beating her down. But in this case, it seems like Marlo's mom may still be in the same condition.
Maybe dabbling.
I feel like that's even worse.
It becomes almost a bit exploitative.
It is.
Yeah.
When it comes to those type of situations. Like, I don't want to see them delve into it so far. Like, I'm okay with getting a little surface, but I don't need to go deep.
Yeah. Like I would have minded seeing this earlier. That's what I think. Like, I think the placement of it was kind of like to be at the very end. Because there's a lot of things I feel like they didn't show. They focused so much on William and Michael, but we didn't see much about the house journey, which she said we were going to see her build the house from the ground up. We didn't see much of the house. Maybe that's I don't know, child.
At the end they said she was about to break ground, but I'm like, damn, I thought they had broke ground months before.
Exactly.
First couple of episodes.
What I'm saying is she advertised it as it was something that we were going to see throughout the season. We didn't see nothing about the house. All we saw was the townhouse. That's it.
I was actually okay with it being at the end, actually. I agree with you not wanting to dive into it like that because of that Mia situation. I feel like Marlo already opened up a lot about the kids and it garnered a lot of kind of quick whips and kind of talking shade about the kids itself. I feel like when it came down to her mom, that would have just been like open season if we would have kept on digging deep on it like that. I was glad. I feel like I said, like at the end, everybody just seemed like I enjoyed everybody and nobody just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I feel like, everybody had good light, was put in a good light at the end of the show. So I was okay with it just being what it was, child.
Okay. Kenya launches her product at CVS. I thought it was already in CVS.
No, it was at Sally's.
It was at Sally's. So now it's at CVS. Candy, Sonya, and Drew are there. Drew is there in her boots. She's back walking. I thought she was so cute, coming up there, limping up, trying to get to the little thing. And honestly, like I was happy for Key. I was like, okay, like I didn't have any issue for. I was like, this is big. It's CVS. I don't know who's buying the hair care stuff, but somebody's buying it because it's still afloat. I'm just saying it is. I don't know.
Because don't you have to sell a certain amount or hit a certain before they'll like you can even entertain putting it in like a store for distribution? I thought it was like $1 million or more in sales you had to have or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I ain't never sold a thing in my life, so I can't tell you.
Well, yeah, you done sold some.
I used to sell mixed CDs. I used to sell mixed CDs, and I used to sell hot Cheetos when I was in high school. That's it.
I sell little stuff here and there. I'm into electronics, so
that's what she call it. Yeah.
Antonio, Chad, don't be projecting, okay? Because you have to sell it. Okay.
But you know what? Let me say this. I enjoyed the scene with Kenya. I'm so glad that she, we kind of seen that she was having issues with logistics and shipping and all that. I'm glad that we were able to see her actually get it in a store. Now, next time I do, go by the CVS, I'm gonna have to see if it's in a CVS chat because I just want to know if it's still in there or not. But I know it wasn't in every
I may go to CVS later because I need to get some more things from one of the miles.
But what was crazy to me was Candy's confessional when she was like, I don't even have nothing in CVS. I was like, girl, first of all, what the fuck? They ain't selling dicks and
they are. Yes, they are.
They have, but
so you didn't catch what I said just now. I said I meant to go to CVS and pick up something on a particular aisle. So there was an aisle of like lube, sex toys. One time, literally,
I know they have like lubes. I've never seen sex toys.
Wait a minute now.
No, they do. They have vibrators.
They got well, back in the day. Look.
This was just a month ago. I was in there. I was looking for some water. And I said,
and you ended up on the sex toy aisle, friend.
Listen, let me tell. Can I tell you?
Okay.
I was trying to get some water, and I said, "Oh shoot, we need some more lube." So they got Swiss Navy. That's what I use. I'm telling you, took TMI. But nonetheless, I was looking for some lube, and I saw this guy. He was doing Uber Eats or something like that, or Postmates, but he was buying a vibrator for somebody because he called, and I was like, "Ooh." So that's why I saw the sex toys. But yeah, they got.
Okay. I've seen the lube and stuff like that, but I've never seen like the sex toys. Okay, so I was like,
check the family planning. Check the family planning aisle. They have the little rings, the little vibrators. They do. It's on the aisle.
I'm gonna go by there when I get off here tonight because CVS is 24 hours.
You got a lot of stops tonight. It seems you gotta go here, there, here.
I'm going to CVS first now since you said that.
Well, they had them dingling rings, and back in the day.
Yeah. Well, Candy also had other stuff too, but I did like that they kind of talked about Sheree's fashion show, which we'll get into. And Drew threw her little shade, and she was like, "Well, I hope it's not a party because she don't pay for parties, so clearly she ain't let that go. She's probably gonna bring it up again at the reunion."
I'm sure.
But from this scene, because I was so happy and so proud for Kenya, I came up with this little activity we're gonna do in honor of Kenya. So I just basically they ended the scene off with the Kenya Moore hair care, and I thought it was one of the more recent and iconic moments of her whole Housewives career. So I came up with, courtesy of Chase. Chase helped me out.
Oh Lord.
Chase helped me out. So with some iconic moments from Kenya, and basically you tell me which one over the other that you prefer. Okay. So the first one is going to be Gone with the Wind, Twirl, or Kenya Moore hair care. Which one is more iconic?
I have to say Gone with the Wind because people still say that today. Beyonce mentioned that. So I would have to say Gone with the Wind when she was arguing with Portia. That was probably the more iconic of the two. I feel like both are up there, but I'll give it to Gone with the Wind just because that has kind of transcended through the seasons.
Okay. Jasmine?
Neither. I did not think that the Kenya Moore hair care thing was funny at all. Fuck that. It was lame.
Oh, you did care. I remember you didn't like that.
I did not like that, honey. Because if you bust up in her shit, she a motherfucking had that big vein popping out like Sheree. But I will say, Twirl, going through when Fabulous was pretty iconic. She made a little song about it. Beyonce talked about it. That's kind of her tagline now because she even said it today, 17 years later. So yes, go.
Okay, so from this one on, just give me. I don't need no reason. Just tell me which one of the others.
Okay,
so
sorry.
Oh, you found. It's good. We got the first one out because that was the one I wanted to see. So then we're gonna have the coochie crack moment with Cynthia, or the the moment with Rawan last week.
Gosh, I would say Rawan too.
Okay. You pimped your daughter out for John Legend tickets, or you looking with your Mama Joyce wig on.
Mama Joyce wig. That was
the John Legend. You pimping your daughter out for John Legend tickets.
Okay, and the last one is the last one is going to be Kenya with the megaphone telling Portia to spell scepter and calling her a dumb hoe, or her bringing the cookie lady.
Ooh.
The megaphone.
The megaphone, because she got dragged afterwards.
I forgot. Oh God, that was that. Yeah. I forgot about that. Was not the intention. Listen, there are a lot of moments. I was just bringing up a few things or whatever, but I had some things on there with we had the Kenya. I feel like the Kenya versus Sheree whole little feud was hilarious. I do think she was wearing Sheree out the entire season, and I honestly prefer Kenya's house over Sheree's. That's my personal preference. Is my aesthetic. And then like the whole thing with Kim and Kenya, hilarious. At the reunion, even at Nini's all white never forget party, hilarious. So just really good moments. But I wanted to do that just because I was so happy for her in this moment, and just I don't want nobody saying that we don't like Kenya.
But I don't. My box. It's my box. I don't like her, and I don't have to like her. Okay,
you're right.
I don't like her. And I don't have to like her.
So say I'm not going to everybody.
All right, so let's talk about, speaking of Mama Joyce wig, we get a scene with Candy and Mama Joyce, and basically they're talking about the trust that Candy and Todd were talking about earlier. They decided to have different trusts, and basically Mama Joyce thinks that it should primarily go to Riley because Riley is her child, not Todd's, and she also says that she had never really had a fatherly figure, and so she feels like it should go to her. And Candy's like, well, what about Blaze and Ace? And I'm like, child, Ace works so damn hard. He should get every damn thing. In my eye, he works so hard. But then, she talks about when Candy's gone. Mind you, she's talking about if Candy gone as if Mama Joyce is not old. I'm just saying, like, at this moment, I'm like, she must really think that, and not saying it's not possible, but she's made up her mind and she's going to outlive Candy, already. But basically, Candy talks about Todd not remarrying. I want to get y'all thoughts on that before we get to the next part. But like, how do y'all feel about her like not wanting Todd to remarry? She said he can date, frolic, play, have a good time, but he cannot marry nobody else.
That's wild.
That was it was wild. But oddly enough, I kind of understood where she was coming from. It's kind of like you're gonna get just any old person to kind of be able to benefit off of what you and I built. So I get where she was coming from. I still don't necessarily agree with it, but I do understand it. I wish she had maybe said, he gets someone who's about their business and that has accomplished things and throughout their life. Then okay, understandable. But the way she said is like he gonna go and get some random that ain't got nothing and just come in. And
she think he gonna go get another Todd. Her perception. Well, no, I'm saying her perception of Todd is what, like Mama Joyce's perception of Todd. She thinks she's gonna go get another one of those.
Yeah, and she's just gonna be able to latch on, and she's gonna benefit off of everything Candy Coated Entertainment stands for. So Candy was kind of a little bit crazy for that, but I understand that. I just don't agree with it.
I mean, now that you brought that up, Auntie, I probably get it a little bit more now. When she said it, my mouth jaw was like, "Bitch, you wild as fuck." But it just depends on. I mean, and I don't put this in the air. Like, it just depends on when they pass away. You know, like if we're doing if right now, I feel like it's kind of like unrealistic to say that he can't date. I mean, he's mid
40s. Yeah.
You're telling him for the next, I guess, 40 years he's supposed to be, he can't, do anything. But if they're like 60s and stuff like that, I get that. Like, hell no, baby, just get you a little slut or something and write it down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't. I feel like it just depends, on the time. But she can't really control him. You're not here.
I will say, I like that she said, because when she made the comment and she made it about, having legal rights and signing over things, she made it less of her being, it wasn't really about her, it was more so about the things that they have. And like Eric just said here, things that can go to the kids. So I respected it more when I watched the episode the second time. I caught that she mentioned there was about signing over the paperwork. So it makes more sense now. But I don't know if he gonna honor it. We don't really know. I mean,
that's what she said.
I guess we gonna find out what she do if we still here and she ain't. I'm just saying, if she is gone and we here, we gonna find out, and she gonna have to be hearing about it.
But I cannot.
Gonna be watching the lean.
She's gonna have to watch.
She gonna be down there watching the lean. Up there watching the lean.
Lord. That's why but it goes back to from the initial conversation of her not feeling like him not honoring her wishes from the jump. So I mean, honestly, that's just the man you married. So
now, how y'all feel about now Joyce wanted to be on there with Don Juan? First of all, how y'all feel about Don Juan being there?
I didn't expect Don Juan. I thought maybe she would have. Maybe put like her cousin that she's really close to, Patrick mom, Weenie. I thought she would have put somebody like that. Now, I do agree that I feel maybe somebody else like from her actual family that she can trust should be on there. But maybe, based on that, she can't really trust none of them.
Yeah.
I believe that he's family. I believe that.
I don't think it should be Mama Joyce, though. Because Mama Joyce clearly going to get everything to Riley. And Ace and Blaze only going to have what Todd can get him. So
I understood what she was saying about Riley not having a father figure all her life, so she might need a little bit more. But it's always a constant divide that she has when it comes to those kids, and I don't like that. Like, Mama Joy, it's very clear, and she didn't even bring up the stepdaughter at all. Fuck her is what she, what I'm saying. Like, it's just Mama Joyce really needs to watch what she says about stuff like that, because they're gonna grow up and watch this shit. And I just feel like those are they all are siblings, and I understand the right thing, but she is constantly making a divide, and I do not like that. It rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, I think Kayla only gonna get what Todd
gives her.
For her. Kayla barely get anything now, so she gonna get. Child, Po Kayla. That's all I'm saying. Pound Po Kayla.
Po Kayla.
Po Kayla. P.O. All right. So then we get a scene with Sheree. Sheree is at it's the day before the event. Yeah. She's kind of looking at everything. The event space looks nice. I like what they're going to go with. At this moment, she only has 5 pieces. And they're trying to figure out how to plan a fashion show with 5 pieces, because as Rowan says, a fashion show needs to be at least 15 minutes. Otherwise, girl, it's not a fashion show. It's just a preview. A preview. Yes. And so Apollo is there, and when he gets there, if you notice, all the girls, the models in the back, like, girls Apollo. I don't know if y'all noticed. They was in the back, like, girl, look. I would have been the same way, like, and so Tyrone shows up, and I'm just gonna say, I don't know why he was walking like that. I don't know if his leg, maybe I'm gonna say his leg was hurt, because I don't know why he was walking in like he was a pimp. Tyrone walked in like he about to say, wow, Sheree, I was in the house. He was like, legit up there slapping bitches with a white glove. That's how he walked up in there. And I watched it like, why is he walking like that?
Have you seen the Malcolm X movie with Denzel Washington?
Yes, it's been a while though. Yes,
but him and Spike Lee was walking like that when they was
that's
walking
what
down.
it was. It was very much so.
That's what it made me of. That shit was hilarious.
I'm like, why is he walking like that? But I guess he was a pimp because he showed Pimp Sheree ass, so he walked up to her while in her thing, and they kind of start talking about Philly. The daughter, her youngest daughter, didn't even know who he was. She said he was short.
Like,
nobody could have knew who he was. I don't know how, but I guess I don't even think Sheree knew he looked like. Maybe she did. I don't know. But nonetheless, they talk and they discuss Philly. He says that he couldn't show up. He didn't know that they were filming. It would have violated his parole. And she wants an apology. He said, nope. And I definitely don't owe you an apology. And it just really don't go nowhere. Apollo talks to Tyrone as if he's like, Sheree's good guy friend. Like, hey, bro, like you left her stood up in Philly. Why you do that, man? It wasn't cool. I'm like, Apollo, sit down. Like, gone. So, nonetheless, what are y'all thoughts on Tyrone showing up at the end, at the finale, like a pimp, and not choosing to apologize? Was she even owed an apology? What are y'all thoughts? Who went first, last? It don't really matter. Who want to go? Y'all go ahead.
You want me to go to? Do I think that who you said who was owed an apology? I think.
Do you think that Sheree was owed an apology?
I think that should be a wash. Maybe there was something, and what he was saying, I don't really know. I ain't studied the law and what could happen if he's on home confinement. But what he was saying did sound maybe it was convincing, I'll say. Or maybe he just figured out Sheree kind of needed a storyline. So, and he didn't really want to give her that. You know how it is when these people try to bring these people in as a part of their storyline. It's like, oh, I'm not getting paid for this. This is for you to get paid for. I'm not doing it. So he didn't do it. That walk-in he gave very broke down. And I was like, I'm not even going to lie. When I seen him, because I've seen pictures just online, but when I seen him, I was like, is that a gold tooth on the front or a brown tooth? I was like, Sheree, this clearly ain't like this he giving to Bob Whitfield tease. Like, you ain't gonna let no man that look like that like run you down and have you on TV crying and shit like that. That was crazy as hell to me. And now when Callie turned and she asking the producers, the models, and everybody, who the hell is the man? And she didn't know who it was. Now crazy. I'm like, so y'all clearly wasn't talking or in communication that much, because if my mama has been dating somebody that's in prison for 10 years, and she argued with somebody about this man twice on television, I'm gonna know what the man looked like, at least if he walking up, I'm gonna be able to say, oh, okay, yeah, that's Tyrone. And they couldn't even say that's Tyrone. The girls didn't even know what he really looked like or who he was. Yeah. So that was just very odd to me.
Her mama didn't even know who the hell.
Her mama
nobody knew.
And Sheree had to say prison bae, and her mama was like, oh.
I thought that was a bit much, actually. I was like, you know what? To me, Sheree was very performative in this episode as it relates to Tyrone, because I felt like she was trying to play this, oh, I don't need this, and he's in prison. Like all of a sudden she grew a pair as if she was like so much better than that. But girl, this was just this while you're filming this was literally within a month or a month and a half time span to when you was sitting on Philly looking like Sheree J. Blige. Like, stop it. You ain't moved on that fast. Really, to me, she was flexing. I thought it was a bit much, but I mean, yes, he was in prison, but I don't know. To me, I'm gonna say this. He looked like he was uncomfortable every time I saw him, like he was out of place. And that's why I feel like, honestly, Sheree had him come to do that. It felt like he just, he
looked nervous, like he was sweating.
He seemed nervous. He seemed a little slow. He seemed like a lot of things, but he didn't seem like he needed to be on camera. He seemed very out of place. And that's just what I got from it. Yeah.
I do feel like he owed her an apology, just in general, because she was clearly that upset about it. She hadn't spoke to him and blocked him and all this extra shit. I don't believe that I feel like they were in New York, And I feel like since they talked, that she told him that she was filming. So I thought it would be like really slow of him to be like not thinking that the filming was gonna happen when she visited him as well. Now, did she really did she just come communicate with him? We'll never know. But I do think that that he could have at least apologized for the miscommunication of it all.
Leave her sitting there. So yeah,
something. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally just did not. He blocked her. Like that was foul, you know what I'm saying? So, and when it came down to Apollo, I felt the same way. Like, baby, please,
okay, baby, pipe down.
Right.
You can't leave your queen sitting on side the street, sir. You left your queen over there in her bucket.
Okay.
Well, you left
jail. Hello, I was like, Apollo, you may want to sit this one out, baby. Okay.
Right.
But did y'all hear when Tyrone? Did y'all catch? She called him Lyron. So now don't be trying to use Nene lines now.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole episode, it's like so let's just remember they had a whole party for her where she was, to bring her back up. Yeah. And we ain't heard nothing about Tyrone since. And that's fine. But all of a sudden, this episode, he is prison bae and he's Lyron, and and it's just like, girl, no, sorry, no, Sheree, no. Yeah. If you were 15 years old, then sure, but you're like almost 50 or 50, and
she's closer to 55 than 50.
Right. I feel as though what she was trying to portray on this episode should have been happened. And I know we are human, but it's not performative. I wasn't buying it, and I thought it was a bit crazy the fact that he was there and she was prison baying him. I thought it was like ill. Like I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because you talk to prison bae. I mean, this is like somebody saying, "Hey, babe, let me talk to you," and they're like, well, fuck you with your ugly ass. Like, what the hell? You want to talk to me though?
Exactly.
That's what it gives. It
like,
gives
so now I'm ugly.
Now I'm ugly.
I'm a dingley little.
Right, now my ass little.
Oh Lord. But
right.
Apollo did what Mel just said, crush his little whatever, like, I can't film because I was on house arrest, but Apollo said section 32.179 said that you can, you know what I'm saying?
Apollo, what was your section when you was doing what you was doing? How about that? Okay.
Apollo probably made that section up like they said he made up them texts from Kenya. Get the fuck on, Apollo, with your fine ass.
Yes, definitely fine. If your mom wanted her little friend to come to the fashion show and you ain't seen her in 3 years, what you gonna say?
What Marlo said.
What Marlo say?
What you gonna say?
Girl, how do you need a man that dad?
Do you think it was because she wanted to have the time with her, or because she was afraid of the whole drugs thing? Because it sounds like maybe she may be dealing with somebody that is also on that stuff.
Well, she said she's always had this issue with her mother. I can only imagine when she was really down bad on drugs and she was probably doing it with a man, and all the attention was focused on her man and the drugs and stuff like that. So it probably was a trigger to her. Like, it could be that too. Like, you only got 3 days here. It's just, it needs to be you, me, and the boys, or you know what I'm saying, or the sister. It needs to be us.
Yeah.
I thought Marlo was very valid in telling her about herself. And I was glad her mama kind of just was like, look, I'm sorry. I won't bring them. Let's cut it out. I don't even want that drama. I was glad that she at least took that accountability.
So the man living clearly in the Atlanta area then.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, because at first I was like, well, where the heck is the man coming from? West Memphis too? Like, where the fuck the man at? Is he in the hotel? He brought the bus down.
Room with her, just eating up all the damn snacks.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get to the fashion show. So a lot of things happen, but we'll kind of go through it because things happen, but a lot of things didn't happen at the same time. I'll say that. So fashion show, everything looks nice. Sheree gets there, she's looking at everything. She has 27 looks. She got 24, and she got additional 3 looks, I guess, to have. So it's 27 looks. So she got the stuff in. The models were in. One model got a camel toe. One model fell. I was like, ooh, that was.
Funny. That camel toe was like.
It was a monkey toe. It was a monkey.
That camel toe made me think about some things. I was like, no, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, I told you what you talking about.
I think offline, Jazz.
Let me know, baby.
Yeah, I told y'all Antonio was for everybody.
I did, you know what I'm saying?
Fatum is there. Fatum, when she arrived, they put Ashley little Barks. And we ain't seen her in a long time. But we know because Drew, it's because of Drew, really. I mean, rightfully so.
They were so wrong for doing that.
It was. Especially because we ain't seen her since, really. Yeah.
But then I had to like stop it and rewind it right quick to be like, wait a minute, did Candy make that noise or something? Who the fuck made that noise? And then I was like, oh,
editing.
Yeah.
Editing. All the ladies arrive. Who is your best dress between the main cast? Kenya, Marlo, Sonya, Drew.
Candy.
Who?
No, I was just naming the people.
Who was your best dress?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, baby.
I wish that you could zoom in on me when I say this, okay? Kenya.
Okay. That was mine too. It was no other. Everybody looked great, but my eyes was like, because if you don't, I don't know if you know, I think that is Diana's dress from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the promo shoot. I believe that's the same dress.
Oh.
If you look at, I mean, Diana ain't got much going on, but Diana from Beverly Hills right now. If you
never would have noticed it on Diana.
I noticed it because I liked it, the dress in general, but it looked really good on Kenya. She was, to me, clearly best dress. And I thought it was really cute. Brooklyn wanted to wear the other little dress too, by the way. Thought I add that. Yeah. Brooklyn's so cute.
Brooklyn was like, wait a minute, am I going to the party?
Right.
That was funny. But yeah, Kenya was definitely, and that's why I say sometimes you don't have to do a whole lot. Like her hair was just up in like a long kind of curly ponytail. She had on that silver dress that was like tailored to her motherfucking body. She looked bomb. She did.
Yeah.
I thought she looked very pretty.
You say Kenya too, Antonio?
Absolutely. Okay. I thought that blue color looked really good on Candy though. I always like, browner or darker skin when they have kind of like a really nice hot color on it. I think that blue looked really good on her.
You like that, Antonio?
The other Jasmine said, I don't think the fashions were fashioning. Hey Jasmine, we got 2 today. Well, you know what? You don't like anybody, Jasmine? That's crazy. You know what? The Jasmines are so harsh. We have them right here in the square. You see her?
I thought
y'all just tell it like it is and see. But hey, Jasmine wasn't impressed. Hey,
but you know what though? That one dress that Kenya had laid out, the sequin dress, was it the same dress that Sonya had on, or were they just kind of both? Okay.
They said Sonya got that dress from
Sonya looked like rainbow fish. I'm gonna say it wasn't ugly, but it wasn't the best. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give. I'm not gonna talk about work. I think everybody looked great. However, Drew's makeup was
so white.
I think she fell in it outside.
It was almost like a makeup,
like funeral makeup a little bit.
It was like it was a lot. It seemed like
I think
and then I don't know, maybe it was the lighting that like intensified it or whatever. But
she probably took her meds for her Achilles and just didn't even realize that she was so Latoya Jackson. But she was very Latoya Jackson-ish in that face.
Yeah, lots of baby powder.
Another Jasmine with the middle name Nicole.
That's my cousin. Hey. I forgot Jasmine. We was cousins. I forgot that. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to say that they pulled Sonya's dress and they said she got it from AliExpress.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I mean, it won't be the first time. Heather's dress came from AliExpress too last year from the reunion. I mean, AliExpress. Listen, the regular people shopping there. Let them damn girls on this show shop their child. We would never know. I mean, you would know because the girls gonna look it up. But,
they pulled it.
Yeah, they pulled it fast. Actually, yeah, sorry. She still looked really good. That was the best she had looked to me the entire season.
Really?
I thought she looked okay. I didn't hate it. She was a bit bright, but she did what she thought she would do for a fashion show. I think that's what she thought. Oh my God, fashion show. Let me spruce it up. So she spruced it up, I guess. No?
Who?
Hated it.
Same. I liked her shoes.
I'd rather her wore that for the reunion than that actually.
No,
I would have rather her wore that little tan dress she had on at the house with her little flat sandals when they came over. I would have rather her wear that to the
oh
reunion.
my God. I'd rather her keep her reunion dress than that.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna get off Sonya, child. I'm sorry. Y'all know she can't really dress like that anyway. So we're gonna move on.
She a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. We're gonna put some respect
so when
on
Marlo gets there, Marlo is reporting news channel 5, child. She comes in and she says she think that Sheree's about to get proposed to, and because she saw what's his name, Tyrone outside, and she's just basically reporting news from her eyes or whatever. And so it says that basically he's been there for a couple of nights. All the girls are surprised, but not really like they're not supportive, but they're like, oh no, Sheree, like, no, we going through this again. Especially hearing that she has been there. I guess he's been there and they haven't known. So then we see Tyrone, and I will say Tyrone looked really good in terms of his look. I love that suit. That was houndstooth, right? Is what it is. Mm-hmm. It was. I love it. It was tailored. It wasn't just boxed on. It was a nice suit. I thought he looked really handsome, actually. Like he even looked like a
neck down. Yes, absolutely.
You think you
from the neck down?
I don't think he's an ugly man. He's just not for me. That's all.
No,
but in that suit, he could probably put the head in. I'm just saying. I don't know. So Tyrone is there. And he shows up and gives Sheree flowers. And again, like I said, he seemed out of place. Like it's almost like he didn't know what to do. Like she didn't give him the right cue cards to do because he walked in and was like, "Here go your flowers," and then he turned around and then he's happened to stumble across the mom. He was like, "Oh, hey," and gave her a hug. It was really weird. I felt uncomfortable for him because he felt like he didn't really want to be there, need to be there. None of that. Right. We see Miss Thelma, which is her mom. I'm glad that she is found because she was lost during the pandemic. We don't know where she went. She probably was the same place Sheree's fashion was for all this time. Maybe
stuck
she
in Alaska
too.
I forgot all about that. Oh my God, you so.
But I'm glad we saw Thelma. Shout out to her, and he gave her flowers as well. We see Dwight. So Dwight being there really made me smile because I'm like, this is so nostalgic. Like if you watch Housewives from the beginning, like. Of course, we know fashion show, no fashions, but if you've been watching from the beginning, you know that this is a moment or whatever. And so when I saw him there, I'm like, damn, I wish that everybody from the beginning was there. I wouldn't mind seeing Kim and Nene just because it is a big moment, you know what I'm saying, for She by Sheree and the brand name and Sheree itself. But Tyrone walks out and he talks to the ladies and everybody kind of is like, nay. They don't really give any, real commentary on them or whatever, other than they was like, let him go. Marlo was like, girl, the money gone, so leave him too. Was there. Lisa Nicole is there, and the show is late. So when they actually reveal the outfits, the show, what did y'all think of the show itself? Jasmine, go first. Go ahead.
I mean, for what it was worth, I felt like it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed the venue. The venue was hella nice.
It was.
But hey, they were joggers. I mean, they were athletic wear.
Were they joggers? I didn't see nothing baggy.
I mean, I did like the little lace thing when the girls had on and show her little thong. I did like that a little bit. But outside of that, I mean, I just think it was more than what people expected, so people kind of clap for it. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as just how everybody was acting there, I really, again, zoom in. Oh God, I really enjoyed Kenya. I thought it was so funny when that dude, he was attractive.
He was attractive.
Anglo-Saxon, but at the end of the day, I mean, he was an attractive Anglo-Saxon, but I thought it was so funny that she stood up and was like,
when she turned around, she actually, you know what? Her booty looked really like good right there. It didn't look like an ant. It looked a little better.
A little shellfish, but I feel like when she is smaller, then it kind of fits her body more. When she's more fluffy during the COVID season, that's when it started to get out of control to me. Yeah, but in her smaller frame, I think it fits better. And then the dress and everything. I enjoyed her. I was laughing like, yeah, girl.
Let me tell you, when Apollo came out, I just wanted to just look at Kenya. I wanted to see a whole minute of what Kenya's reaction was, but I love that she was like, I'm leaving. So like, that is hilarious.
I mean, for what it was worth, I think it was okay. I feel like Sheree is half-assed. Y'all call her lazy a lot in the group text and stuff. I don't I mean, I don't really know what the hell she got going on. I mean, I don't know if she's spending whatever investments that people have invested into her shit and spending them on her sweaters or shoes or whatever, because I just feel like it just with the amount of time that she's had, 14 years, that fashion show in the fashions should have been top tier. And I don't think she gave that. Now, I don't want to knock it because, I can see that she did try, to do something. And I ain't gonna knock a black woman's business, but I feel like we have to have accountability for our shit. We can't just throw a business up and expect people just to be like, "You're black, I love it. I'm gonna support." But you're black and we still need to hold you accountable. I still fuck with you, but you still have work to do.
Yeah. I think that Rowan and the person that she pulled in to help
Tori, I think her name was Tori, or was it Tori?
I was thinking Tiara, but I'm like, no, that's her daughter name. But anyway, I think they did an amazing job with pulling everything together. I think she got such cheers and the people were so happy for her because I really do think the people, even all of the girls on the show, including Drew, I think everybody was happy that she was able to pull together something and send it down the runway. Now, I don't know who going to the gym in a fucking swimsuit, or, and stuff like that, or who gonna wear like some of that stuff to the gym. I don't know if it's maybe for the gym or if it's supposed to be fashionable. I'm not sure because that was kind of confusing to me. But we do know that the guy had made like all these pieces in like a week.
Didn't nobody make that stuff?
Huh? You think she? Well, no. I'm talking about the stuff in the fashion show, not the stuff because the stuff that I've seen people say she had online is completely different than what was shown in that fashion show.
Didn't nobody make that stuff on their runway?
Well,
it's called wholesale and cricket machine. That's
okay. Maybe he. I don't know. Maybe he just tailored the stuff or something. There,
my thing is, have we seen her post who this designer is? You would think that you would. I mean, is this something that I don't know?
Apparently, she owes him money.
Yeah,
allegedly. So.
Right. Exactly.
So I think that the fashion show was so last minute. I don't think that it was originally part of Sheree's storyline. Like I feel like that was something when that shit didn't work out between her and Tyrone and that whole storyline. I think that production and Andy and executives and all that said, okay, this is the route we're gonna go. We're gonna try to pull She by Sheree back in, and we really gonna make this happen for her. That's kind of why I feel like, because even the whole filming, like she waited until a month before or so before end of filming to really start trying to pull it together and do stuff. So that just lets me know that she really didn't have shit else going on. So they had to do something to make her be somewhat interesting for the remainder of the season. So they kind of have a reason to bring her back. I guess they really want to protect that investment that they made in, really amping up, what Sheree brought to the season. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah. So I will say that we are very. I'm happy
for her.
Got something out. However, it was not worth the 14-year wait. And like somebody said, we should, just because they're black don't mean we have to celebrate mediocrity. Yeah. Personally, I won't be buying any of the stuff. I kind of went into it thinking I wouldn't, but I hope that I would want to. But I don't want to because I don't want to wear any of those things on my skin.
I did go on the site last night, and you could clearly go on the site. I got on the site was up. It's just that when you went to hit shop, nothing was happening. They were saying that it crashed. When I've been on a site when it crashed, and you aren't able to see anything on that actual site. On this, you could see everything. You could read her bio and what she liked and what was her favorite food and all kind of bullshit. You just, when it clicked on shop, there was nothing there. Apparently, she had like the little 2-piece gray with a star on it. I think Shein sells it for like a lot of times lower than what Sheree had it for. And then she had a couple of sweatshirts on there, that she was selling. Sheree.
So that's the only thing that you saw, like, so that
people were able to purchase, yeah.
Well, what I didn't get in any of that. I couldn't buy. I couldn't even see. I couldn't see nothing.
People were saying. Well, people were posting their order things or whatever. And those could have been.
for somebody that works in IT, I work on, this is what I do for work actually. So I test and work in development for websites. So I know what it means for a website to crash. Now, when they put that message up, that may be crash-ish. But then again, it's given that the 5 pieces that she had for sale, she may have sold them.
Yeah.
Because that's all it was.
And
Otherwise,
I hate that
like said, nothing was there.
and I hate that they are acting like this is Sheree's second fashion show. The first fashion show closed out in season 2, I think.
Third. This is a third.
I don't know.
So really the third, because the first one there was really nothing. There was a fashion show with no fashion. She had a redemption moment in season 2 when Dwight came in to help her. But it's like, yeah, we finally got this fashion show. I'm like, no, this is the second like actual fashion show that you had with models on a runway. When I ain't forget, other people may have forgotten, but I didn't.
She ain't forgot either. She tries to forget, but we remember.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. For a moment, for the episode, cool. She walked out. She had a little exit. Now the thing she had on, I thought that was very interesting. Actually, I was like, oh, like, is this for sale? I don't know if it was actually something else, but I thought that was nice.
That was what she contracted the people to do. But I don't think those items that she showed on the runway is what she's gonna be selling. That's what she contracted the people to do for her for the show, for the fashion.
Okay. Show. So it sounds like that's what Bravo paid for. All right. So I asked you, is it a coincidence? I asked you. No.
I asked you.
So yes or no? Was it worth the wait, Jasmine?
No.
Antonio?
No.
No.
I'm happy that she put something out, but
we're all really happy for Sheree. We're all really happy for her. We just honestly like, girl, what she put out is something that somebody could have put out with limited resources. Sheree has a plethora of resources that probably she hasn't paid, but still, there are still a few more that would love to work with Sheree, possibly, that she could probably have versus somebody that is around LA or Atlanta or anywhere could do what she did in a very limited time. It's called wholesale, baby. It's out there. I mean, and I'm not even, people were saying like, oh, she is, she's taking stuff and like, I get people do that all the time, but my thing is she shouldn't be doing it. There is people out there all day, every day going at Zara, going at Forever 21 and ASOS because they duplicate. No, what's that place called? Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova has a lot of people trying to come at them for taking other people's designs and stuff like that. Like, yes, it happens, but I mean, would you really want that to be your launch? Like, it's like I think one of y'all said she just wanted to get something out. Mm-hmm. And
when you talked about you worked on it for 14 years, and then, but you got items at 2:30 in the morning of your fashion show. That ain't how I expect someone on Sheree Whitfield's level to do. You was in one episode you had on a $20,000 outfit worth $20,000, and you mean to tell me that you, girl, get back, Sheree?
I will say, I hate to be seen as overly critical that it's coming right here, but I mean, look at like Ivy Park. You know what I'm saying? Just look at like I'm not coming for the theme and look of this what it is. Like, I get what she's going for, but I feel like Ivy Park is a good example of what I think she was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Give you athletic and streetwear or whatever, a blend of it. And I feel like these things are very like wholesale pieces. You can literally find them. Let me help y'all see what the people been talking about online. Okay.
I also think
if you look here, this is just a little montage of little things going on since the last 24 hours. Somebody in the middle did say that they order was received. I won't see no nothing. Only order received.
No,
I'm not. I ain't saying it ain't there, but it just seems a little off. They called it she by somebody else. Andy got a hoodie on. I could have made this. Let me know if you want one. And then to the top right, you got a girl that got this on already with the same thing that Sheree has on with just her logo on it. So, I mean, I asked you, is it a coincidence?
Well, we seen that it was the exact same look. Even the gray was on a different site, and it didn't have, and it was $7, where Sheree selling that for $100.
So you can go to Shein or wherever, AliExpress or wherever it is, and buy this for like $7. Sheree selling it for like $130. I asked you, are you gonna buy it?
And let me say this. I did mention the gym, but the reason why I'm mentioning that is because when she was coming out and she had on the She by Sheree pieces, she was coming into it with like a gym type workout mentality. She had on the crop top, the leggings, she had the yoga mat, she had the water bottle. To me, it was giving fucking gym. So
this is what I get. This is what I got from last night until about an hour before getting on this live. Was this little message here, this little typed out message saying that due to the overwhelming interest in She by Sheree, it's not there. And my reaction was very favorable over to the right. And She by Sheree is coming back soon. That's all I'm seeing. So I just went to go peek and look, you know what I'm saying, and see what I can find. But
initially there was a whole site. I'm not even gonna lie, Tez. It was like
I believe
a site.
I believe it was there, but when I went, nothing was there.
Then it didn't start showing that.
When I went,
I want to also say, like, I don't think that we're being overly critical either. I think that from the beginning, this was supposed to be like what her couture, because she had dresses. It was supposed to be that. But then when Candy called her out at that reunion, she was like joggers. Spring, summer, doing that. So she changed it to the joggers. So I don't think that it's really, that we're being overly critical, but I mean, that's what was said. That's what it was supposed to be. It's changed over the years, over the last 14 years. It started off something else. Now it's this. So I feel like we're warranted in having an expectation for her, because Sheree walks around like she's big shit, and she walks around with expensive taste. I just wanted to correlate or translate over to the passions that she said she has with her fashion line.
Yeah.
So
you better speak, Jasmine.
I'm a critical thinker. Yeah. I'm a critical thinker.
Okay, so we have drugged Sheree on down through there. It's kind of crazy that her site crashed when they came at Drew earlier this season about her site crashing or whatever. I found it to be a little, that one thing about Karma Child, one thing about it goes all the way around. But that's if it actually crashed. I do think that the few pieces that she had, she sold.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that, but I don't think it crashed. I don't think it would have happened like that, because then again, she doesn't know her full potential, because she would have known that it was going to have high traffic, whether people were buying them or not. But like Antonio said, when he clicked shop, nothing was there. So we're going to just stick with that. Nothing was there.com. So to finish off the episode, all the ladies get up. They're happy for her. She's happy. Tyrone wants to talk to her. She says no. She don't want to talk to him, and he just kind of walks off, and I guess that's supposed to be his farewell. I thought that was, kind of weird, but hey, if she don't want to talk to him, that's fine. And then they show the ending captions where everybody sings for the season. I did like that they had their little, they sings playing with the little techno music. I'm a 4-time gold medalist, bitch, I'm worldwide. I am the moment. All these things, they were just kind of nice little additions, but that was the end of the season. And so, that was the end of the finale, which ends the season until we get to the reunion. And so we move into this little trailer, which I know you guys have seen. And me personally, it was a bit underwhelming to me as well. I hate to be so underwhelmed, but I just felt like there was a part 2. I thought maybe like I didn't get all of the video. I don't know about y'all, but
you did say that. You asked, was that it? You did.
I really thought maybe somebody sent the first link, but not the second link. But it was definitely just all of it. And I was like, oh, okay. But I guess we'll see. So, thoughts on the trailer?
I'm 2 or 3 parts. I'm sure they made it 3 parts.
No, it's 3 parts.
It is 3 parts.
You want 3 parts?
No. I think it should be no more than 2. Really, they could do this.
When I said parts, I meant like parts of the trailer clip.
No, I meant like the reunion, part 1, part 2, part 3.
Oh, it's 3 parts. It's 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. It's 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was. And even Kenya has said it was kind of. Now Candy said, "Oh, it was blah blah blah," but Candy also said that about the season, so she ain't really credible. Kenya said the reunion was tame. Based on the preview and what they showed, it was pretty tame.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to leave with like a good little one-liner, but we ain't really had any good ones since, the Queen left the show. But I'm hoping to get like a good one-liner or something that I can put in my repertoire for going forward.
Use it up. Yep.
You already know, Jasmine.
Jazz, I'm gonna ask you a different question. How you feel about Drew flipping her hair in Sonya's face?
Now, why would you ask me that? And I told you that in that group, me Texas how I felt. Now,
What you said, Jasmine?
I mean, me and Chase.
People want to know.
We had a sad conversation because he was just like, y'all wouldn't let nobody do. I mean, I feel like this is Drew coming out of her her shell. I would not allow anybody to swing their hair follicles in my face, but everyone's different. I mean, I think Sonya's warranted in being upset, but I also think Drew's warranted in saying bitch bye. So
both can be
right.
Well, that's what they get for sending her by her. They must want something to pop
They did that on purpose. I am convinced that they didn't feel that there would be any real fireworks.
Right. They want somebody to get drug off.
So they said, let's sit Drew by Sonya, two of the newest people to the show. Yeah. Two of the people that probably feel like they have to prove themselves the most to be asked back again. Let's sit them by each other and see what kind of fireworks we can get out of them.
Right. That's what I ended the season on a good note. I really didn't think that they would have any issues, but I mean, of course.
Well, you know how this goes. They're going.
They argued on Twitter throughout the season.
Y'all see that? I mean,
they start seeing the confessionals and what they're saying, and it, Drew was very heavy-handed on Twitter this season, and so was Sonya. So I mean, it's only right that they argue. They better not get there and be kumbaya. That's not a reunion, baby. That is just a meeting.
If Kenya would have swung her hair, y'all would have threw her in this world. What about, Kenya also threw a megaphone and shouted in someone's face. She put a scepter in someone's face. She's pulled out someone's chair. She's done a lot of things. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, to me, it's the same thing as kind of what Kenya did. So if Sonya would have, drug her, then Drew would have got drugged.
But I think she was warranted.
I still didn't mind Kenya pointing the scepter and yelling through the megaphone. I didn't mind that. I thought it was great.
I thought it was hilarious.
Thought it was great that she got snatched up by the back part of her.
Exactly.
I think two things can be true at the same time. Like, yes. There's no difference for me with Drew. Like, I think the only person that loves Drew completely on this panel is definitely Jasmine. You know what I'm saying? I go back and forth with Drew. Like, I do see her growth, and I don't have an issue with her being around, but she definitely is edgy, and she definitely does things that make you want to pop her. Yeah, this is one of them. So yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I know that I get heavy-handed with Kenya, but this is my box, okay? I mean, I'm not gonna. I think that she can be a vile woman, but at the same time, I do acknowledge her good traits, and when she's funny, I say she's funny. But I mean, just the whole comparison. If it was Kenya, that's like whack to me, because at the end of the day, Kenya has gotten away with a lot of shit. But you asked how I felt about the Drew thing. The Drew thing is both of it can be right. If she would have popped her, Sonya would have been warranted. But do I care? No. Thank you.
Okay, well, with that being said, let me go ahead and let on our caller for today, because we actually be going up on time, child. But it's Labor Day, and happy Labor Day to everybody that's watching. It's been over like 70 people watching right now, which is, I think, a little more than our usual time, but it's not a holiday, so maybe we can start.
Everybody winding down from the holiday. They didn't party Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. These motherfuckers tired. They all last.
I was a little hungover.
Oh Lord. Okay, so our caller today is going to be Mel. Mel, first off, I want to ask you, how are you doing today, Chuck? That lady ain't after you, is she?
Oh no, she not. Well, you know what, Coach has, she not after me. I was going to come in and say that, Antonio, you don't have to say alleged with the Housewives of Atlanta, only with Beverly Hills, because that's ladies over there. They live at their lawyer's office. But for me, I already talked to a very friendly person of mine, and I'm all good, honey. I'm all good. But
what's going on? Happy Labor Day to you too, by the way.
Thank you, sir. I think this episode for me, I didn't really watch the Housewives of Atlanta that much, but I was getting into it this year just to see what the flavor was. And I would say that it was very boring. The last two episodes for me were very funny. I think that so for me, the gold star goes to the producers because the moment when Apollo was giving legal advice, I laughed so hard because the producer said, "Well, he's not really a lawyer." I said, "Well, the audience kind of knows that he's not a lawyer because he went to jail and all that kind of stuff." So we get that, and then also Sheree's family was so funny because every time Tyrone popped up, the daughter, she was funny too. She said, "Wait a minute, that's Tyrone. I didn't think he was that short." And then the mother was sort of surprised when she got the flowers. So Sheree's family was funny. And Marlo, listen, only Marlo would get her mother first time she see her on camera in this show. She asks about her teeth. Now I'm thinking, Marlo, now you know better. Now you should ask that woman when you went on camera and say, "Mom, now I done paid you $5,000 for these teeth. Where they at?" And she said she lost some all that kind of stuff. We need to do that on camera. But that was Marlo. But that was Marlo. And I was gonna say this, Miss Say your husband. Now I don't know those people's husband or whatever, but he looked unbelievable tonight. I actually been. Oh yeah, I think he looked good in his sweatpants because I thought that I was surprised that he. Well, listen, wait.
Ross.
Mr. Ross.
Ross. Okay.
I was gonna say for me because what I'm into, when he turned around, he was serving a little cake with his little skinny self. So I was like, okay, Mr. Ross, you definitely got that.
All right, yeah, child. That's
Okay,
what we get out of bothered. That's square. Square is hot and bothered. Okay.
Well, not hot and bothered. I was definitely very pleased when he turned around. I was gonna say, okay,
I'm sorry, please.
No, it was pretty good. But but it was a good episode, very good episode. And Rowan, she is a miracle worker. Listen, this woman was trying to get that fashion show together for 100 years, and it took this woman who can read Kenya and also be able to get this fashion together. She deserves a raise. She deserves a peach. She deserved to be a saint basically because she helped Sheree with this fashion show. It was incredible.
The woman was willing to get on a plane and fly to go pick up the pieces.
I'm telling you, she. But on one part, she said, "Well,
I hope she paid her." I hope she paid her one, if anybody, because she did it. She worked a miracle.
Oh God!
She worked absolutely. She was a miracle worker
with very little resources.
Well, no reason, but I think that Sheree's form of financing is. What is it? Is OPM other people's money? It's a real estate term where you don't have your own, but you use other people's money. So I think that's sort of what Sheree gets her financing from. But you know what? For me, other than that, the show was good. The reunion I think the reunion needs 90 minutes. I don't think it needs 3 hours. That's
because we were saying 75 minutes with no commercial.
90 would be okay, but 3.
Okay, that's what I think. 75 minutes, because it's nothing there. As I said in the chat with Nene Voice, nothing is there this season for them to talk about, truly. So, that's all I can say.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot. I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to get down. Hopefully somebody else calls in, but have a good night.
All right, thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
Actually, nobody else decided to call in today, and that is totally fine with us. We do welcome new callers, but since nobody decides to, we can go ahead and lean out early. Like I said, overall, enjoyed the episode. Great little finale to it. It definitely has a lot of smiling moments. I was genuinely happy for everybody in the episode, except for Tyrone. And the joggers and She by Sheree is out. If you can get in the website, let me know because I haven't been able to. The reunion is next week. It's 3 parts, so we'll be here for those. We try to have a few activities and games and stuff to make it a little more fun. But overall, it should be interesting. We'll see. I think maybe they just didn't give us everything in the trailer. Maybe they decided to save some good things and we'll get it. But I just hope that we don't have 3, episodes of just that being boring. So, with that being said, I don't know if y'all follow the Twitter page, but y'all need to at the Lean Official. The Lean posted on Saturday, and the people were doubting, and oh my gosh, doing all these things. Potomac is here, okay? Potomac the trailer is supposed to air tomorrow. And that came from a very reliable source. So check that out. If it does air tomorrow, we will be here for a lunch and lean to talk about it because, we love Potomac. We love all these franchises. And so when they do have a trailer, they come out. But make sure y'all look out for that too. Once it's posted, you better know that within an hour or two, somebody going to be on this damn screen talking about it for the trailer. So get ready for that. Hit this like button. Happy Labor Day. Thank y'all again for watching. Thank you, Antonio and Jasmine, of course, for being here. And Asia's in Mexico, child, with her boobies everywhere. And
bitties.
Bitties everywhere. And Devicio is at work today. So make sure y'all like this video. We'll see y'all tomorrow for the lunch and lean once the Potomac trailer drops. And we will also for Married to Medicine tomorrow and Beverly Hills on Wednesday. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later, okay?
Yay. Good night.